What up YouTube, Victorian Sunbreak here. I'm going to do a little Nats update. I didn't end up going to regionals, but my buddy piloted my 6Ams. He ended up going X and 2, but unfortunately because it was on a Sunday instead of a Saturday, it was small regionals, so he did not get his invite. So yeah, so anyway, I am going to Nats. I do have my invite. I already booked trip going, done deal. So now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to play. Well, originally I thought I was going to run Gravekeepers, but they're dirt. If you don't roll Tribute most decks, you lose. So I'm thinking about running 6Ams because they're really good. So it's either, in my head, it's 6Ams or it's Chaos Doppel ones. In my opinion, two best decks right now. If it's not Chaos Double Plants, it'll be Plant Synchro version with like Tengu, because Tengu is OP. I didn't want to admit it, but Tengu is stupid. So this version right here, I don't know if it's been testing already on Dueling Network. So it has been working out pretty good. The only problem is again, all the monsters in Necro Valley, but I'll talk a little bit after I get the deck. So two Junk Synchron that are dirt without Doppel, where if you draw a Junk Synchron without a Doppel Warrior, unless you have one Engraver or Raikou to make Fitzgerald, he's kind of a dead draw, so that's why I'm kind of shaky. But I almost always have had him with the Doppel Warrior, and Doppel Warrior is good because he goes, he makes Trishula. You know, you summon Debris, bring back a 3-star, special summon this, sink, get 2 tokens. You know, it's solid. So he's a really good card. In my opinion, the vote's still out on Junk Synchron. Double Lone Fire, and that gets you your Dandelion or some of your 1-star tuners. So yeah, Dandelion's just a search. I'm not running Titanial because Titanial is just a beat stick, and this deck focuses more on synchroning than bringing out a 2800 beat stick. Debris Dragon, obviously, you know, broken combos. This is why I do not think Gravekeepers are a big problem. These are 4 monsters that get rid of Necro Valley, and without Necro Valley, literally Gravekeepers lose. I'd like, no joke here, without Necro Valley, they lose. So if I draw a Raikou and an MST, that's 2 gone, and then they only have 1. So, plus these are searchable, so technically I run 5, and then 2 MSTs, that's 7, and then Giant Tornado is 8. Plus, literally, if you get Giant Tornado, Gravekeepers lose. If you're able to pull a big enough combo or get a big enough synchro, they can't come back. Card Trooper for the mill, plus he creates tons of pluses. I'm running 2 Effect Veilers, because he's so good. Because he can't run a lot of defensive traps. I want to run defensive monsters, like Raikous and stuff. So he makes sure you stay alive if you have like a Stardust and they try and Chaos Sorcerer you. So in my opinion, I think he should be running 2. Tengu is pretty broken. He creates lots of synchro fodder. Sheer fact that because of Pot of Iris, you can just like abuse the living crap out of him. I'm not running Chaos, so he's not as abusable. Because I'm not running Chaos because of the Junk Doppel combo. Sangan, because he searches for almost the entire deck. I'm only running 2 Chaos Sorcerer because I found he was too much of a dead draw sometimes. So I find 2 is the perfect number. If you look on most of my Chaos builds, most of them run only 2. Gorse, because Gorse is a boss. So that's 26 monsters. You can obviously see why Royal Tribute is a big problem. So in my opinion, like, if you don't get Royal Tribute first turn and you're able to set a Raikou and some other stuff, Gravekeepers aren't a problem. If the reason 1 and a 1 I'm not running Chaos is because I run Doppel Junk over the Chaos in this specific build. This is testing for Hyper Librarian, because Hyper Librarian is supposed to be really OP, and probably will be OP. I haven't played this play, it's just in testing areas, so this is stage 1, so I'm going to keep you updated about what my thoughts are for Nats and if I think a deck's dirt, or like I'm sure if you come late watching this, my next will be Junk Doppel's dirt, just run straight up to replants. But I don't know, it's been testing pretty good. Anyway, so that's 26 monsters, 10 spells, 2 Pot of Avarice, double MST, and Giant Trinade. Pot of Avarice, obviously, recycle, plus you mill. You know, this is Gravekeeper Hate, plus it just clears back row, allow you to make good plays. Darkholm Monster Born, because they're staple. Charge of the Light Brigade to search out its mill, plus it searches for your Lightsworns. Foolish. Gets everything your grave to set up. Book. Call. You know, it's another way to get out Shooting Star really quickly. I've seen lots of people not run Shooting Star. Run Shooting Star. I'll explain the combo in a sec. Double Solemn Judgment and Solemn, because everything needs to be negated. Tory and Mirror Force, just in case things get out of hand. I've seen lots of people make this mistake on my VD and lots of other things. Basically, if you open up with a lone fire and a Monster Born, you win. But it also works with Call the Haunted or Limit Reverse if you're running that. I do not run Limit Reverse. It's another card for Gravekeepers to shoot on my day, so I don't want to run them. But if Gravekeepers are super, if you're too nervous, obviously you can run the Chaos Doppel, or just a straight up debris plant build, because that is a little more effective against Gravekeepers, but I think all in all this is more effective against Samurais, which are a bigger threat than Gravekeepers. But basically, you go Lone Fire, Tribute Lone Fire, for Lone Fire, Tribute Lone Fire, for Dandelion, Monster Born, Call the Haunted, what have you, Lone Fire, Tribute, get 2 tokens, for Spore, Synchro Spore, with token for Formula, draw a card, remove Lone Fire for Spore, Synchro, for Stardust, Shooting Star. Most decks can't handle a first turn Shooting Star. I know it craps all over my day when people have brought it against me, because I have seen lots of people do it correctly, but at the same time there are still a ton of people who do not do it properly. So, remember that combo. It's a broken combo. Synchro deck, Double Formula, Armory Arm, Catastor, Android. This will be Hyper Librarian when it comes out. Fitzgerald, just there's so many D-Prisons, Mirror Forces, and just stuff that craps all over your day. So Frozen Fitzgerald is really good. Bryonek, Iron Chain, Debris Dragon, bring back Doppel Warrior or Raikou, and then Synchro for Iron Chain, just to be the 2500 beat stick. Or also there's Summon Debris Dragon, bring back a level 1 tuner, drop Doppel Warrior, Synchro, Iron Chain, get 2 tokens, Synchro with the level 1 tuner, make Formula, and then you also have, you can make a 7 and blow up, or you can make an 8-star. So that's also another combo. Black Rose, I'm only running 1 because you obviously run Pot, and the whole main idea of the deck right now is not to just blow up the field, it's to make big synchros and sit on the big synchros. Arcanite, drop Chaos Force to remove something, mill 1 for glow up, drop Arcanite, blow up 2 more things. Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Colossal Fighter will probably come out for theoretically either a second Hyper Librarian or something else. He's you can't do Colossal Arms Lock anymore. For people who don't know that, you cannot make a Colossal and an Armory Arm Lock anymore. They finally changed the ruling where unless you have another Colossal Fighter, you can't do it. So I might even keep the Magical Android and put this in. This could also be Junk Warrior. This is probably coming for Junk Warrior. But yeah, he's horrible now. The only good part about him is if you can make him, which obviously most of the time when you're making 8 stars you make dragons, but when you're playing scraps, you ram into a scrap dragon. They bring out their goblin, and then you ram into the goblin, or their beast or whatever they bring out. So has his uses, but he's not as effective anymore. Shooting star, you have to run him. He's too good. And every day I Trishula. He's so easy to get out so quickly now. Foolish Burial Dandelion, summon Debris Dragon, obviously Trishula, or Debris Dragon, special summon back Dandelion or any level 3 star, drop Doppel Warrior, or Doppel Warrior, and then just sink for Trishula. So this is very effective. I was considering running a third one, but at the same time, even if you can make Trishula, you don't always want to make him, plus you do run Pot of Avarice to recycle him. So that's why I'm only running one. I can run 2 if I want to. This is a choice to run 1. So that's my synchro deck. Obviously, Colossal Fighter is going to have to come out because Colossal Arms Lock is no longer